Yes, so we know that there's a high victimization rate amongst farmers from a number of studies that have been conducted. So specifically in New South Wales, there's approximately 80% of farmers reported. Those come from studies where you ask farmers whether they've been victims of particular crimes. So those are really important to shore up what we call the dark figure of crime in criminology. Now the dark figure of crime is simply the crime that we know that's happening, but we just simply can't pinpoint it, because another significant finding within rural crime and rural criminology is that farmers tend not to report their victimization.
The occurrence of technology that is being used by criminals to aid them in committing crime. Whether that be something as simply as an app that detects infrared trail cameras that are set up by victims, right through to the use of drones to case areas out or to check where stock is or where people aren't. Also, we're finding that criminals are also trolling through social media or the internet to see opportunities when people are either on holidays, what they've got on their properties, to see so they can better establish where to go to commit those crimes.
I think first and foremost, which is always using the government's mind and does have a trickle-down effect on society, are the economic impacts. So one study, for instance, estimated around $2,500 per farmer in losses, and up in the millions when it comes to total losses. And then part of economic loss, we can move down from kind of the macro to the micro and look at psychological harms to farmers, particularly fear of crime. One development is that we're working very closely with the New South Wales Police, and in particular their Rural Crime Prevention team. The primary project we've been focusing on is trying to fill that void, to enable the police to be able to first off identify the crimes and the issues that are happening in their communities, but also to be able to facilitate those relationships between police and farmers.
I would suggest there are knowledge gaps that I'm not even aware of at the moment, and that's why I think it's very important that we take the blinkers off and open up our minds to others to assist us in this approach to solving rural crime or the knowledge gaps in rural crime. And a key stakeholder in that is the University of New England and the service that they're going to provide through the research, whether it be the study from their students or the engaging with other external stakeholders through research papers and researchers in terms of like GPS devices, DNA technology and the like.
So the Centre will continue a history of UNE leading in this field. So we're carrying on that tradition with the Centre for Rural Criminology, and also trying to fill that gap that we think is still there, where the rural is largely being ignored in favour of the urban, and trying to identify particular issues in rural communities and be able to offer some tangible research and evidence through which we can provide policymakers so that they can go about addressing these issues in the most appropriate manner.
To have the ability to collaborate with someone as a world-leading university such as the University of New England, it enables the police and myself to consider other options outside the traditional means.